Thank you very much for the interview. Maybe some few sentences about you first.
Yeah, so I'm Amra Begic. I'm working for the Memorial Center as a deputy director. So here in the Memorial Center, I'm for the last 17 years of my life. And actually, you know, mostly people asking how it is to work for the Memorial Center. And usual answer is that it is definitely not easy, because all of us that we are working in here, we are family members of the genocide victims. So during the genocide, 1995 genocide, my father, my grandpa, and 26 cousins and my best friend were killed. So when I decided to come back to Srebrenica, I was not thinking about possibility to work at this place, especially because in 2003, when I came back to Srebrenica, we didn't have memorial here in Srebrenica. We just had a few burials at the cemetery site. So in 2003, when I decided to come back, I decided just to come back home, because I realized that wherever I was not at my place. That was not the place where I wanted to stay. So I was moving around, traveling between my mom, she was already in Srebrenica, my sisters in Sweden, in Tuzla, you know, so, and I used to live in Sarajevo. So one day I just decided to come back in Srebrenica, and just a year and a half after, I was offered to start to work for the Memorial Center, which was not easy decision actually, because I knew that it is hard subject, but also I was happy to be here, to think in a way that I will be here when my father is finally identified. So then I was, you know, when you are working here, you are part of the history. Memorialization of the history is a very special process, you know. So if you are the one to be part of that process, then you can't not be happy because of that, you know. So here in the Memorial Center, we have 26 of us who are working with a permanent contract, and we have more than 30 young ones who are working with the temporary contracts at different projects, you know. So this is shortly about, and Memorial Center as it is, has two sides actually. The first and main part of the Memorial Center is cemetery site, where we up to now buried 6,671 identified victims of the Srebrenica genocide. And this memorial site, actually, we are now at the former battery factory where the Dutch bat was located as a part of the United Nations forces in between January 1994 and July 1995. So this is the reason why this memorial center is located in here, because mostly about 30,000 people on the day when Srebrenica fell under the control of the Bosnian Serbs forces on July 11th, 1995, approximately 30,000 people, women, kids, old people, people with mental and physical problems, injured people, they believed that the gates of the United Nations are going to be open, that they will be able to enter those rooms, and once when they are in, that they are going to be safe. But unfortunately, just about 6,000 people sheltered to the base. The rest, more than 20,000, they stayed outside, and unfortunately, when ethnic cleansing started or when crimes started, it was easy for the Bosnian Serbs military forces to separate men from the women. They easily mixed outside there, and they were separating men from the women. Some of the separated men, they were taking directly to the White House, which is execution place across of the place where we are standing now. When they finished this outside of the base at the afternoon on July 13th, they gave the orders to the United Nations peacekeepers that they need to send those that they were keeping, those 6,000 people that they were keeping inside of the base, that they need to send them out. So also from this number, about 500 men were separated. Just behind you, there's a list where you can see 239 names. Actually, there was an idea by some of the Dutch soldiers and the Bosnian employees of the United Nations to make a list of the men, to try to protect them, to make them like visible, you know. when they were at the number 239, actually refugees received the order to leave out. So the number was even double, you know, but anyway, nobody from this list didn't survive. No one who was separated from this group of the people was actually, they were all killed later at the execution places, yeah. So this is why this place is very special also for us, because in one moment this was the only hope, and at the second moment everybody were disappointed, you know. So this is like place where you can find the trace, where you can find graffiti, where you can find some letters. Also, we are now trying to make better contacts with the Dutch veterans. From the other side, we are working in several teams, like oral history team, the team for the visitor service, team for the AKF. You know, so in this moment we can say that we have more than 300 statements by the survivors of the genocide, actually video statements, which is great. Actually, part of this material is now at the Shaw Foundation as a part of the virtual library there. So we are so happy that we can do all of those projects, and we can actually conserve the memory on our dearest, you know. From the other side, this place is now a place for the new generations to come and to learn. We are absolutely open and transparent, and we are inviting volunteers or students or whoever would like to learn more about this, what happened in Srebrenica, whoever would like to learn how to prevent the genocide is very welcome, you know, future genocides, you know. So we really hope that this place can teach the international community, locals, and everyone who would like to learn what we can't let happen never again, you know.
Thank you very much. I would also, maybe a short, brief question before we end the interview is about reconciliation in the region. And when I say in the region, let's maybe focus on Bosnia and Herzegovina, because Bosnia and Herzegovina still is a country which is inhabited by 3 different ethnicities in terms of Bosniaks, Croats, and Serbs. And especially this place, Srebrenica, which is in the entity of Republika Srpska, which has this memorial center for the genocide which happened, can serve as a huge role for reconciliation in the region. Do you expect a further and maybe more cooperation between the memorial center and maybe
local communities,
yeah, or, you know, local young politicians, young generations who will come and who will maybe be able to cooperate better than the old one who is right now present?
I have to say it's a very good question, and but quite difficult to answer. I will start with answer like this. 20 years ago, I believed much more to the reconciliation than now, unfortunately. You know, for the example, before July last year, we had such a strong genocide denial here in Srebrenica, and especially it was strange because the loudest genocide denial was coming from the place where genocide took place, you know. Unfortunately, also the head of the local community used to deny genocide like this never happened. But yes, the part of our work is also that we are showing how much we hope that that catarsis will happen one day, you know, that one day we will sit and we will talk and we will shake the hands, you know, and we will say sorry for this, what happened to the Bosniaks in Srebrenica, you know. In this moment, we can't tell if it will happen or when that will happen, but definitely we hope that it will, yeah.
Thank you very much, Amra, for this nice interview. Thank you.